Hey everybody, this episode of The Horror Show is brought to you by Kelsey Shu and Ari, I think that's how you say it, Ari Cyan. Thank you, gals, so much. We really appreciate it. They went over and donated on patreon.com/IHateHorror. So, if you can support monetarily, that's the place to go. Otherwise, enjoy the show. And in an update from last week, which I promised I would do, here's the update on the horror show sponsored, thanks to all of you guys, soccer team, youth soccer team from Texas, the Little Manglers. First update, Little Manglers is printed on the back of these jerseys, so that's fucking amazing. And I'm going to post a picture on that in social media like tonight, so it's so awesome. The other thing is, this league is what they call FFPS rules, which is fun, fair, positive sports. So technically, they don't keep score. But hey, guys, this show don't follow the rules ever. So I've got some results for you. So I think this is actually technically their second game. It was a couple weeks ago, though. It was like Easter weekend. But they won a game. So that was sweet. We had a goalie blocking tons of shots. Zach, he was destroying it in the net. Nothing getting by that guy. Ethan, player number 6, scoring one of the first goals for the Little Manglers. So props to him. And Gatlin, number 7, one of the strongest players, had some humongous kicks all the way across the field, like one side to the other, like Superman. So Gatlin and Ethan, you guys are dope. We also, our defense kicked butt. I am being clean because I'm going to send this part to the kids. We had a couple injuries though this week. They listen, I'm not going to say these kids are cheating on the other team, but hey, I don't know. How many ankles do we have to kick before somebody looks into this? I mean, seriously, this is, we got like 100 players out because they're kicking ankles over there. But hey, we're bigger than that. We're bigger than that on the Manglers, so Little Manglers. So that was a good game. We won. This week, though, this past Saturday, had a game, lost unfortunately, but kids had a great time. Number 8, Gatlin had a huge game, recovering 3 balls. Ethan, number 6, the superstar, when he was goalie, nothing getting by him. Eugene, number 9, blocked a kick also. And he got, listen, this kid took a straight ball straight to the arm. Not a tear. This kid's hardened, man. This kid's hardened. Watch out, Europe. This week, we're coming for the Tigers, Little Manglers, up in this. It is so hard not to swear. Little Manglers coming for these Tigers tushies. We're gonna kick some Tiger tushy, but we're not because it's fun, fair, something sports. So, guys, to the kids, have fun, have so much fun. Can't wait for more updates. I'll start doing some funnier bits with it, but I just wanted to get this in. And to our fans, deal with it, man. Like that fucking movie, We Bought a Zoo. We bought a soccer team. Well, our fans bought it, thankfully. Although we pitched in too, but not as much as our fans. Our fans are awesome. So, but we're really happy. The kids got jerseys. They got to get their photo. I don't know if I mentioned that. What our fans who generously donated, they paid for basically these kids' uniforms, their photo, their trophies for the end of the year. So can't thank you guys enough for doing that. And I'm sure these kids will thank you too. It's amazing and we really appreciate it. But that's it, guys. Enjoy Intruder.
While others scream and cry, and my friends think that I'm sick, or maybe uneducated, and my Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Horror Show. Show that dissects, mutilates, dismembers, and butchers all of your favorite and not so favorite horror movies and other horror-related events. I'm Sean.
I'm Joe.
Well, we're back.
We are. It's like we never left.
As fucking usual. We're watching a movie starring Bruce Campbell. If you look up Intruder 1989, the first thing you're going to see is probably a poster or something.
He gets top billing.
That has his fucking name across the top of it.
Top billing.
This motherfucker is in this movie for 30 seconds tops at the tail end of the movie.
You know who else gets top billing?
Who?
Sam Raimi. He's not the main character.
Fucking grosser.
And Charlie Sheen's sister.
That's his sister?
Yeah.
No.
Estevez. I forget her first name.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I didn't know they had a female sibling.
Yeah, I think she was in like Lethal Weapon.
She must be thrilled about her brother's behavior.
Well, I mean,
yeah. Guess all of them aren't really thrilled. It's not like the rest of them are scumbags. John House, fan of the show, picked this one out for us. What'd you think of it? Had you seen it before?
never seen it.
Never seen it.
I had never heard of it until Paul raved about it. Did Paul rave about it?
Oh, by the way, so Paul did not rave about it. He said I can't quote it for sure, but I just remember it drilled into my head. He was like,
wait, I think I remember now. He raved about something. I was like, man, it wasn't good.
Yeah. He was like, the first 5 minutes are insane, and then the rest of it sucks. And then
wait, the first 5 minutes?
Yeah. I don't know what he
were
was
they
talking
insane?
about. No.
No. Okay.
And then he said the rest of it sucks. And then on Saturday
I got nervous. I watched the wrong movie.
We saw him Saturday, and he was like, I told him I watched it, and he was like, "Isn't it great?" I was like, "Yeah." I thought you hated it. It's like, no. So I don't know. Gets the budget.
To answer your question,
Oh yeah.
I liked it.
Okay. I liked it a lot.
I had never seen it. You know, it wasn't anything groundbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
Really fun kills.
Yeah.
And for like what it was for the budget and stuff, it pulled it off.
Did you see the budget?
No. Was it big?
So let's talk about it. So Puppet Master 2 last week was almost $800,000 budget. Massive. Oh, I shouldn't say massive, but big for a small little horror movie. Big for here we have Intruder, which I thought looked okay. Looked solid for 89. Looked like a standard 89 movie.
Yeah.
What would you put it at? If Puppet Master 2 was $800K?
I mean, this is legitimately one setting.
Yes, it's just at a grocery store.
200.
$130,000.
130.
Yeah.
So these actors get paid?
I don't know. I don't think so. And the special effects were solid.
But it was directed by like
Scott
Raimi's,
Spiegel.
Yeah, he was like Raimi's right-hand guy.
Right. He co-wrote Evil Dead 2. He was actually supposed to be a part of Evil Dead 1, but for some reason got left out of that. I think he was like doing something else, and then he was like,
probably like, yeah, I'll film that movie with you. It's gonna be great.
Then it was a pretty big hit, and he was like, hey, I'll do 2 actually. So he co-wrote Evil Dead 2. He's a friend of Sam Raimi's. They like.
I wonder if they got people to be in it, like, you know, as like a favor.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Bruce Campbell and him knew each other from 8th grade.
Yeah.
So Bruce Campbell calls him the Forrest Gump of Hollywood because he's just been around everything. Yeah. He also, this is an interesting one. He started a production company, Raw Nerve, with Eli Roth and I don't know how to say this, Boz Yakin. Do you know that name?
Boz Yakin?
Yeah, Boaz Yakin. He wrote Punisher from 1989.
Oh, the good one.
And directed Remember the Titans.
Boaz?
Yeah, Boaz Yakin. So these dudes, including Scott Spiegel, produced 2001 Maniacs and Hostels 1 through 3 through that company. So
interesting.
This dude's done some shit. And in 1989, he made a fucking horror movie about a grocery store. That was weird.
I saw your tweet about Kenny Omega.
Dude.
That is Kenny Omega.
100%. If you're a wrestling fan, you watch New Japan Pro Wrestling or indie professional wrestling, Kenny Omega plays the lead weirdo in this movie. And like, it looks exactly like him. Yeah. Like 100%. Like, it was so fucking alarming. I was turned off by it, actually. So Bruce Campbell's in it. We got Dan Hicks, who's only ever been in Sam Raimi flicks. He was Jake from The Evil Dead 2, though. He was in Maniac Cop, Intruder, Darkman, Spider-Man 2, and 2001 Maniacs. So he's only done Raimi and Spiegel flicks.
Yes.
Those are our top built guys. So yeah.
We have Renee Estevez, as I mentioned before, who you would think is the main female character. She's not.
She's not, oddly enough. And this is on YouTube, so go ahead and start that bad boy up now.
So go ahead and pay for it.
I don't even know. I think this might be legally on YouTube. But start it up now, because by the time this episode ends, the credits will probably have just finished.
I don't know why I did this. Have you watched the trailer?
No. Why did you? That is weird. We like.
Okay, so I watched this the day after we went to CT Cult Classics, and I enjoyed when they do the trailers. I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna look at the trailer." This trailer, I have never seen spoil anything more. Fuck.
Did you watch it before you watched the movie?
No, I watched it after. I was like, "Holy shit!" Like, I can't believe that this was the trailer. Like, I want to say it right now.
Let's say it. Oh, well, yeah, say it. Who cares?
The trailer is Bill being like, "Yeah, I did it." Like, it's like the entire end scene, and it's just like Bill being nuts.
Which is crazy because it's a decent reveal.
Yes.
I was expecting. All right, so let's just gonna do this. Takes place in a grocery store. So, of course, my famous line, we open at a grocery store. And I wrote, we'll probably stay here forever. I was correct. We do not leave the grocery store. This is a one location movie. And I love movies like that. I don't know. There's something about them. Like, I just like it.
Situational.
Yeah. Just like being trapped in one area.
Did you like Buried with Ryan Reynolds?
No, because it's
okay, thank you.
stupid.
Yes, thank you.
Like I need like at least a couple rooms to handle. Like a cabin. Like a small cabin is fine. But like no, Buried was stupid. Fucking lighter in a fucking casket. Whatever. Anyway.
What about Phone Booth?
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Who's in that?
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell, that's right. Is he literally in a phone booth the whole movie?
Yeah. The guy's like, "Don't leave." He's like, "Okay."
Oh yeah. Okay. That's funny. No, I did not. I didn't see that, but I know I don't like it. We meet our two main gals. They're cashiers / cart getters. Do you ever work at a grocery store?
No, I worked at the ice cream shop.
Working at a grocery store sucks. I worked at our local grocery store. It was a fucking nightmare. You're just surrounded by like drunks. Or at least our grocery store, which, yeah. It was a towny grocery store, yeah.
Yeah.
It was not a corporate thing. So there weren't, there was like no code of conduct and stuff. So it was just a disaster. A lot of drinking on the job there. Yeah. A lot of drinking on the job. And I was in high school like, I just want tomorrow off. I don't want to be here. But everyone here loves working at the grocery store. It's like their fucking passion.
Yeah.
It like legitimately. We'll find out in a moment. But the girls are outside going to get carts, and we meet a guy who is clearly a red herring immediately because he's just she's pushing the carts, and then as she's pushing away, you just see this guy like in a leather jacket, like standing there, like staring at her.
Is he a red herring? Because he's a true piece of shit.
That is true. He's a genuine piece of shit, and somehow becomes a hero. Which I hated. Well, no, not my
hero.
Not my hero either. But I mean, he's like, he comes through at the end, and you're like, I wish it wasn't this guy. It could have been anyone else.
Right.
You had like 100 guys to fucking work with here. Which I do want to say something. This movie to me goes to show you that really all you need in a horror movie, like really all you need is awesome kills, a basic plot. Like, you don't need a lot. They don't explain shit in this. Like, they're just like, here it is. It's like the bare minimum.
They explain enough.
Yeah, they explain enough. It. And then you just need enough bodies to fill up the last hour.
It is like, I mean, I say perfect It's obviously not the most perfect movie, but it's like a perfect slasher.
It's a perfect slasher.
It's well done.
Dude, they spend 20 minutes laying out the story for you, and then the rest is just murdering the dozen people they just crammed into the movie just to be bodies.
That's it.
To be red herrings and bodies.
That's why we're watching it.
Yeah, it was very well done. And this is an evidence, like, because it's like you said, it's not a good movie by any means.
No, it's not.
But I really like this movie.
And like even against like other slashers, like you know, Halloween is light years above it.
Yeah. But like it's really good.
It's fine.
I would like recommend this to anyone.
Same.
To watch.
Same.
So we meet this guy. Well, we don't meet him. He's old red herring Craig. And he's just like snooping around. But it appears him and Jennifer had a thing because he comes in and he's like, "Hey, Jennifer, why didn't you write me back to any of my letters?" And crying about all this bullshit. Yeah. This is like the equivalent to one of those terrible dudes on Tinder that you see like online, like people post like my nightmare on Tinder. And it's like guys that are like, "Hey, you're good looking." And then the girl's like, "Stop talking to me." He's like, "You fucking cunt." Like this guy is a walking bad Tinder hookup. Like this guy, like, cause she's like, "Listen, it's over." And he like grabs her by the fucking hair and he's like, "What's the matter with you, fucking Jennifer?" You're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Oh, cause he starts getting like hostile and she's like, "You know what? This isn't a good time." He's like, "What is a good time?"
Yeah.
It's like, "Hey dude, how about not at work and not in a grocery store?"
Right. And not like that ever.
Yeah, you're such a piece of shit. And Jennifer kind of starts, Craig gets real grabby too. He fucking grabs her by the hair. She's calling him crazy. And then he fucking punches her right in the fucking mouth. It is alarming. This causes everyone in the grocery store, all the men of the grocery store, to come downstairs and try and fight Craig. There's like 6 guys, and Craig beats the shit out of all of them.
This fight scene is so terrible.
I think I posted that on Twitter, maybe. I don't know. It is one of the worst choreographed fight scenes I've ever seen in my life.
It's like somebody grabs him from behind and then slowly lifts him up so he can kick the person in front of him and nobody reacts to anything.
He tries to do like the over the shoulder, like rollover, and like the guy just jumps to the side. And at the beginning, these two guys, like Craig and this one guy, are literally just throwing haymakers at each other's faces. No one is doing anything. They're just taking turns, just taking right punches to the face. Yeah. Like one at a time.
Like Rocky 1.
Right, like Craig throws a right hand, nails him. Then he gets up, and the other guy throws a right hand and fucking crushes him. Like, it's
Did you ever notice that about the movie Rocky?
No.
He does not block a single punch from Apollo Creed. Ever.
Really?
Ever. He just absorbs them all with his face.
Well, this is that. And it's fucking terrible. It's like it hurts your eyes to watch because not a single person, they're just standing. It's insane. Craig throws Sam Raimi into a Pepsi display.
Did they have the rights to that product placement? They couldn't have.
No.
$130,000.
And then Craig just runs away into the grocery store. And the owner is like,
and then, but like, no, he just assaulted a woman. Assaulted other men.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even leave the building.
Why wouldn't you just run away? I mean, that is the story of this movie.
And nobody really tries to find him. They're just like, oh, that takes care of that.
Everyone just starts like fiddle fucking around the fucking grocery store.
Fiddle fucking.
It's just like to like give us a map of the grocery store. Basically, we're just seeing all of the layouts that we'll see later.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And the crew is I love this so much. So the crew is exploring like the weirdest, grossest, seediest locations of this grocery store.
Yeah, I shouldn't say I said that nobody really tries to find them. I mean, they go looking for them, but it's not like the most I can't explain it. Like
they're just walking around, like they're just like milling around.
Like they should have just run after him and eliminated that.
And then they were like, let's split up. And then everyone just starts like
a Scooby-Doo mystery.
Yeah. But some of these locations within the grocery store are insane. There's like this one guy's like walking through a hole in the wall, like a literal hole in the wall of the drywall, and is like exploring like the depths of this building, like that you had no one had any idea. Meanwhile, Jennifer's calling the police, and the police put her on hold So like, please hold.
As police do.
So weird. We meet this other guy who's like a super weirdo and talks like, I don't even know. Like, did you catch that guy's name?
No, I wrote him down as this guy is a tool.
Oh, I wrote weirdo. So he comes up and he's acting super weird. I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be a red herring because he acts so fucking weird. And he's like, hey, I think he's in the attic. And then the manager's like, you mean the attic where I caught you guys smoking that wacky tobacco?
That devil's lettuce.
Such a stupid name. You're a grown man. You don't need to say wacky tobacco. Fucking what the fuck's the matter with you? Smoking that wacky tobacco. I hate that so much. Jennifer's on the phone finally with the police. And while she's on the phone, we see Craig just like a cartoon. Like there's like a glass shelf behind her. And he's just slowly rises.
That's him this entire movie. It's just him standing around.
Standing silently and ominously. And where everyone can see him.
Yeah.
It's like a well-lit store. Like, people would be like, hey, Jennifer, he's behind you.
It's literally the entire movie. He just stands places.
And he confronts her. Like, I thought he was going to be like, go back
Secretive?
down and hide. And
No,
then
he just does the same
he just
thing.
storms over to her. And it's like, yeah, he does the exact thing. And he's like, give me my cigarettes.
And then another fight breaks out.
Another fucking fight breaks out. And they finally toss him the fuck out. And he's just like standing at the door, like staring at him.
The door's closed and locked, and he's just like face against the glass.
Yeah. We meet Danny and Bill, who are, well, we've already met them, but we're introduced to them as Danny and Bill, the owners. And they sit these kids down after a terrible night of being assaulted by a fucking criminal. They decide this is a good opportunity. This is as good a time as any to tell the kids they're all fired and that they're selling the store.
And these kids are devastated.
Yeah, I have that. I literally have that devastated. And one kid just goes 3 years of seniority down the toilet.
And like when you look at these kids, none of these kids would be that into their job.
They're all like either in high school or college. Like they'd be like, all right, I'll go to the other grocery store in town.
Fair enough, man.
Are we going to get any of that money? Like that's all you care about. So weird. And then Bill lays this bombshell, which blew my mind. He says he was a butcher and worked his way up to co-owner. This guy's never worked in retail ever. Imagine working at Dunkin' Donuts and working your way up to co-owner.
Co-owner of the entire company.
Like the owner's like, you know what? It's finally time I promote you to. Here's 50% of what I own for free. But it's also revealed that Bill only owned 49%, which is how
Dan owns 51.
Which is how he's playing it like Danny wanted to sell it. Bill didn't want to sell it. It's been a part of his life forever. But he was outvoted because Danny's
Bill's about to make so much more money.
Bill is selling it to the fucking town. Just take the cash and go buy another fucking
and build another one.
Or work your way up from butcher again. Like what the fuck? We're getting some POV shots during this period too from outside of the grocery store. So they're really laying it on that Craig is our killer. Because it's all outside at this point, just like like fucking walking around the grocery.
Yeah, and Craig is making telephone calls. It's not even like the sky is like, I'm gonna get you. It's just like, hey, fuck you, bitch.
This guy's a fucking lunatic. This guy is all those pieces of shit online, like that you read about. It's really hard to watch. Then Jennifer explains that Craig went to prison, which is no shock. Especially because he's like, why didn't you return my letters? And like at that moment, I was like, did this guy go to fucking jail? He did.
Yeah, it turns out, yes.
She did blow him off. Which rightfully so, by the way.
He went to jail because he killed a man with his bare hands because he was talking to Jennifer.
Because he was talking to Jennifer. And the other cashier's like, do you think you did it on purpose? And she's like, I don't know. Yikes. So Craig's a bad dude. Probably would have also went to jail for more than a year for killing somebody.
Totally.
Craig's off for good behavior.
Yeah, I'm sure he was a upstanding
model inmate. Yeah. Jennifer, and we also are introduced now to young David and Jennifer's romantic. I don't know. It's not really that romantic.
No, they make out once on a.
They make out on the belt of the cashier area, and some guy in the fucking beer section's pulling his pud.
He's masturbating. Right?
He's masturbating.
Totally.
To them kissing.
That's like, okay. I didn't know if I was like making that up. No. This guy's jerking off.
No, he's 100% jerking off. But then he's like, I forget, something happens, and he's like, ugh, and he like has to go out there.
No. I think the guy like making out with her like is moving too slow or something because he's creeping around the corner because you have the killer POV shot from where he was.
Oh, that's right.
Him
yeah. So the killer's now in the grocery store.
Watching this guy jerk off.
Yeah, it's really weird. Meanwhile, we get a little bit more exposition on Craig from the weirdo who's like, I think it happened because his dad died. I think he's weird. And then starts like going into this explanation about drugs. I don't even know what the fuck this guy's talking about. He's like, if my brother hadn't hit him in the head repeatedly with a blender, he would have killed me. Dude, I think you could kill somebody with a blender.
Of course you could.
Like just the base.
You bludgeoned them to death.
Yeah. I love that he put that in there. Now the entire crew's eating dinner. Bill starts talking about being a fireman, starts telling this fucking story about like, and then comes old Mikey Callahan walking down the street, decapitated head in one arm and a cheeseburger in the other. And everyone's like getting sick, and I'm just getting sick of this fucking story. The cops finally show up though to do nothing. They show up. They're the oldest cops of all time. They've got a combined age of about like 330 years. They show up and they tell him that, they're like, oh, well, he's gone. So if you see him again, call us. And that's it.
Who do you think was more annoyed, those cops or the cop that got called to rescue the sheep?
Oh, we rescued a sheep like 2 weeks ago. It was amazing. Joe put him back in the pen. But as we were driving away, we saw a cop coming, and we were just laughing about how hard, like, the cop's going to come and he's already going to be in the pen. And that cop's going to be so fucking irritated that he woke up from his fucking nap. A, to go help his sheep, and then to find out the sheep's already been helped. We get more POV shots, though, so whatever. And one of the girls, the Estevez, is leaving at that time. She's got to get home to her boyfriend, who gets a little irritated when she's home late. And she hears him. She screams, "Who's there?" And as she closes the trunk of her car, we see a silhouette of a guy with like the biggest knife ever created. It's like the longest knife I've ever seen. It's like a sword. It's curtains for her. We get some scenes of Bill and Dan.
She gets stabbed and it cuts to a watermelon being chopped, which they do kind of often. They like cut to something.
Dude,
it's like the Austin Powers
a lot. And it's always that fucking asshole cutting vegetables and listening to shitty music. Yeah, it happens more than once. Danny and Bill, we cut to them. They're fucking signing their contract, but who cares? Jennifer's still getting nosebleeds, which somehow ran down her chin and chest. She got blood all over her somehow from it.
You would stop that.
The smallest nosebleed. Danny, though, by the exterior exit, watches the hand. Danny.
That's not Bill?
No.
I thought it was Bill.
Oh, yeah, it's Bill. It's Bill. Bill's watching the exit. He's like coming down to just clean up, and he sees the exit door handle turning slowly. And you're like, holy shit, this is the killer. Like, we just saw him kill that girl out there.
Linda.
But then he releases it. The handle goes. And the next scene.
Is Jennifer looking in a mirror? And the guy just standing behind her?
It was crazy. It was fucking crazy. And so Bill goes outside, of course, because whatever. Well, actually, it makes sense now that I think about it. But anyway, he goes outside with a fucking hammer, and it's Craig, and these two tussle for a little bit.
Terrible fight scene.
They're just like tickling each
Guys
other.
are so bad too. Tickle fight.
And then Craig hits him in the head with a fucking hammer. And this movie cuts around so much. So it's going to be one of those ones where we're like, cut to this, cut to that. Yeah. Danny's in his office, the other owner, and he starts to get fucking strangled by I don't know what. But we just see these hands. And honestly, I thought it was a woman. I thought the woman was going to be a killer. I thought it was going to be the Estevez originally. And he's trying to talk into the PA. He's like, oh, man. But all that's coming out is feedback.
It's a good thing you didn't watch the trailer.
And I love this kill scene too, man. This is fucking awesome. And we just see this hand take Danny's fucking head and put it into like one of those like receipt spikes.
Yeah. The kills in this movie are fantastic.
Fantastic. And he just puts him eyeball first through one of those receipt spikes. It's fucking awesome. It's so fucking awesome. And then we see the POV. He is watching Liz.
Yes.
And this is clearly his target. So you're still thinking this might be Craig at this point.
Yeah.
Why is every asshole driving by here today? Why is it so loud in here? And he's watching Liz and he's breathing like it's Pat. He's just like, oh, this is actually the scene where the coworker starts jerking off right now.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know what I was talking about before. I guess they were Frenching earlier too. Frenching. There's some scenes. Sam Raimi eating pickled eggs, and there's an eyeball.
Yeah, well, it's the guy from the receipt machine. Danny's eye, isn't it? Because his eye goes right into it.
Oh, is that what it is?
I would assume so. I mean, it doesn't matter.
I mean, he's
just
like
eyeball
like dead right now. But yeah, it was weird because I was like, whose fucking eyeball
is that? What they were? Pickled eggs?
Yeah,
they're olives.
No, I think they're pickled eggs.
Have you ever had a pickled egg?
Yeah.
Disgusting.
They're fucking vile.
Okay.
Yeah. My grandpa gave one to me like a treat. He was like,
here. Give them out for Halloween.
He was like, here, these are so great. And I was like, and I bit it and I almost fucking threw up everywhere.
Yeah, they're gross. And I eat anything.
Probably called me a pussy too. Rightfully so. In the back, that produce kid that they used as like a cut scene for everything, he gets whacked. With his own cutscene, actually, because he's cutting cabbage and then it cuts to a fucking knife going through his head.
Right through his head. Yeah.
And it was awesome.
Whoa. It is a meta cutscene.
Very meta cutscene. It was fucking awesome. This movie's well done, man. I really like this movie.
Then he gets the knife, like, it goes all the way through him, right? Into beer.
Oh, that's another cans? One.
That's a different one?
Yeah, it's a different kill scene.
I don't know why I wrote them together.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's the next one. It's the next kill scene because Sam Raimi. It's just kill after kill after kill after this. But there's this part in this that just made me laugh so hard where Sam Raimi, like, there's a lot of like we talk about red herrings, but there's a lot of like false kills here too, where you're like, oh, this guy's gonna get it, but it's not his time. It's just whatever. And Sam Raimi's fucking around in this room, and a ladder like falls, and he's like, oh, get this ladder out of here, and he picks it up, and he turns. And he throws it. And he throws it literally right in front of his walking path and then has to step through the ring as he walks to where he's supposed to, the stage direction where he's supposed to walk. It was one of the weirdest things, and I don't know why. It just caught my eye, and I was like, that is so fucking dumb. That
I didn't even pick up on that.
That irritates the shit out of me. He picked up the ladder and was like, get this out of here. Throws it on the ground and then has to walk over it. I mean, honestly, though, it's pretty realistic. It's probably what I've done in my house. I've probably been like, get this shit out of here, and then put it right in front of my walking path. I was like, God damn it.
Even though he didn't do much, I would have loved to see Sam Raimi in more movies.
Yeah.
He's had like a good face for it.
He does. Like, there's something about him. He just plays it. Like, he doesn't have to say much. He kind of like tells it all like with his facial expressions and shit. Maybe it's like part of being a director. It's like, I don't know. He knows what he wants to see. Yeah, the shelf stalker who we were introduced to earlier, he's walking around and he gets stabbed, and somehow the fucking knife goes straight through his body and into the beer cans behind him, which is, it produces one of the coolest effects for gore I've ever seen, because on top of it just being a very gory kill, the beer is spraying. So it's not only is it spraying beer everywhere, it's also spraying the gore. Blood.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's awesome. It's so fucking cool. I really liked it. I love that so much. And these kids are just getting destroyed at this point.
Then we have a guy that's talking shit to another guy through an aisle. That's next, right?
Yeah, and it's fucking Bub. It's that guy. That's his name. The weird guy's name is Bub.
Yeah.
It's so fucking weird.
So you're like, fuck you, man. What are you doing, man? And he gets pulled through the aisle.
Yeah. Yeah, and because he's blaming it on Tim. Like, he's like, I don't even know what he thinks is going on. But he's like, fucking Tim, man. Tim, you're always fucking with me. And then he sees Tim, like, through the glass, like you said, and they pull him in, and Bub's dead. Bub's dead, baby. Bub's dead. When he sees Tim's the shelf stalker that got stabbed to the beer. He goes, he sees him through the cooler and he goes, "Oh, what a surprise! It's Tim." Because in the last 5 minutes he's walking around the store going, like, "Tim, you're such an asshole, man." Oh, what a surprise! It's Tim.
Wait, who gets the press drill? Is it Bub?
No. Oh yeah, it is. I thought it was a different guy, but yeah, the killer grabs him and puts his fucking head in the elevator. No, not the press drill. There's so many. There's the dumbwaiter. Wait, I thought that was a different guy though.
I think I wrote down press drill because it flattens him.
Yeah, it crushes his fucking head. It just obliterates this dude's head.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yes,
the gore is so good in this.
And then the next kill is Sam Raimi. Who's still bumbling around.
Who's now just bumbling around in a meat cooler.
And he gets a fucking meat hook to the face.
Dude, it's amazing. And then drops his and then walks by a lobster tank and puts a fucking hand in it. This killer is weird because he's just like, he wants everything to be found.
Yeah.
That's the weird part about this killer. Like, he ain't trying to hide shit. Like, he's dropping body parts wherever he feels. Yeah. And then, the love interest, our love interest to Liz.
He gets locked outside.
Well, after he sees pig feet, or he sees decapitated, severed feet. And he's like, nice gag. Classic pig feet. Clearly human feet. In human shoes.
Classic.
Fucking idiot. It's so weird. Danny pops out of nowhere and scares him. And through it. Oh, because he goes up to like the attic. And Danny. Dude, this scene actually irritated me. Because he's up in the attic, like looking around for, I don't know, everyone, I guess. I don't know what's happening. I don't know why everyone's still just walking around. Are they still looking for Craig?
I think so.
I don't know. But he goes up into this like little area.
Why are they working at the grocery store at like midnight?
Dude, the timeline to this is insane because later a car pulls up and is like, "You guys open?" Like he's trying to get in. And you're like, I thought this was supposed to be like closing.
Yeah.
Like, and it's been hours. But our lead guy, he goes upstairs and fucking Danny, who's had his eyeball ripped out and we thought strangled to death, fucking pops out of nowhere and is like, "Oh, me." And this fucking guy is just like, "Ah," and just drops. Like, is like, fuck this guy.
The best, most realistic reaction of all time.
Dude, he just falls down and he gets got with a fucking butcher knife. And then a giant meat cutter. First he gets stabbed.
Is this the table saw?
Yeah.
This is the best kill maybe
I've ever seen.
Maybe ever.
Yeah, I agree. They stab him with the butcher knife. He picks him up and brings him to like, is that what you would call that? Like a table saw? It's like one of those like, it's almost like reciprocating, like a bandsaw kind of.
Bandsaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he puts his fucking head on it and saws him in half, like below the nose.
And it shows it all.
Shows it in its entirety. No cut.
It was honestly like stomach turning. Like normally kills don't get to me. And this one I was like, this is gross.
And it was amazing. It was glorious. I I couldn't even believe it. Like that made the movie.
It was almost like you wanted to stand up and clap for it.
I almost did in my house by myself. My wife would have been furious if I woke up our kid. What was all that noise? Oh, I was clapping because they put this guy's head in a bandsaw. It was fucking insane.
But it really was. And honestly, I can't stress enough. It's one of the best scenes. Like this movie's a hidden gem.
It really is, man. So Jennifer's like solo now, basically by herself, I think.
Yes, because the next person she runs into is Craig.
Is it? I know she steps on an eyeball and just like kicks it like it's fucking crumbs.
Yeah, because she like hooks Craig because she thinks he's the one that killed everybody.
Oh well, yeah. So first she finds dead Sam Raimi, and we see the killer's silhouette. So she runs to the meat closet. She's got a meat hook to protect herself, like one of those like handheld meat hooks. And then she hears someone behind her and escapes. Yeah, you're right. And the hand's reaching out. She closes the meat closet on it and starts stabbing the fucking hand with the hook, smashing it multiple times with this giant fucking door. But she will not. She will overcome. She is she's a fighter, man. Now she's free and running around. The biggest problem with this, why wouldn't you just run outside?
You would.
The whole premise is that she's somehow locked inside by a door for a grocery store, which is just a turn lock. Like, but she could not get out of this fucking. The premise is she's somehow locked in.
Right.
It's insane. It's fucking stupid. I'll be honest. It's fucking dumb. They might as well have never had her walk up to the door, which they didn't for a while. And I was like, why wouldn't she just run to the door? Which would have been better than when she runs up to the door and is just banging on it. Like, oh man.
From the inside.
And trying to break it. And it was insane, but whatever. So she's running around. She falls down a chute. She sees her I don't know if it was the boyfriend, but he's cut in half and it says half off on it. Classic. And now all the corpses have been set up just to scare her, like in like silly poses and shit.
So much time to do that.
Dude, and I swore, I wrote this down because I was like, this is going to happen. And I was so disappointed it wasn't. Don't know why they didn't put half of Danny's head, the guy that got the table saw. How did they not put that in the deli as head cheese?
Yeah.
Dude, it writes itself. But they didn't do it.
But he does make good use of Danny's head.
Oh my God. They find it in like the beer area, right?
Well, maybe it's not Danny. Because, okay.
Oh, yeah, that head?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Danny. Yeah. I wrote down the wrong name for that because her boyfriend's the one that got sawed in half. That's who should have been the head cheese.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, Danny's head is. Oh yeah, I can't wait to get that. So lights go out. This is when, which by the way, cutting the power to this place, bad move for a killer because the fucking refrigeration in a grocery store is so fucking loud. It would muffle your moves and then it goes dead quiet.
Yeah.
And they actually illustrate that in the movie, which was kind of cool. But a car pulls up, someone's at the door, she runs, and then Craig's behind her. Craig grabs her as she's about to like get this person's attention. Craig grabs her. She stabs him with the fucking hook.
Meat hook. Yep.
He's done. And she's just standing there saying everyone's name. Like she's just like, Tina, Jason.
Which she just saw them all dead.
Yeah. Then she hears someone from behind. The loudest footprints ever. Loudest footsteps ever. And Bob's here. He's got Bill. Why do I have all these fucked up names? Dude, I call him Bob for the rest of this. Okay. So Bill's here. He says, everything's going to be fine. It's okay. I'm just going to go call the police. He's hugging her. And she notices she's got blood on her hands now. And she looks up at Bob, and Bob's on the phone. He's holding the phone in one hand. He's got blood all over his hands. And like they both notice at the same time that he's got the blood. She knows he's the killer.
Yes.
So Bob, the co-owner of the grocery store, is killing people. She goes, you killed them all, but why? For the store. And Bob is like out of his mind now. Like Bob's now playing crazy, like over the top crazy, like big smile, like like goofball. And his explanation is like, because she's like, he's like, I had to kill Danny to keep the store because he was going to vote to sell it.
Right.
And he's like, well, then I had to kill the entire night crew so no one would try and stop me, which is insane. And then he drops the best line. Don't you see I'm just crazy about this store? I'm sorry, there's going to be one more killing tonight. And the chase begins. I'll be honest, the chase could have been a smidge shorter. I would have been fine. It's a long final fucking chase. And this girl, Jennifer, she's good, but like it just lasts forever. Like she hides behind this like popcorn rack. And the scene is like 15 minutes long, it feels like. And it's just Bob walking around and her hiding behind a popcorn rack. And then Bob finally figures out she's there and then starts cutting popcorn bags.
Yes.
He's just
Why?
Whacking these
Also, his name's Bill.
I should really change this because I'm going to keep calling him Bob. And then Jennifer's on the loose again. She's banging on the front door. She's trying to get out. The bread guy... Bill's inside the store chasing her around, and he's also terrible. He killed all these guys so easily, and Jennifer will be like whack him with like a thing of like rice, and he's like incapacitated forever. So she somehow incapacitates him with like a jar of pickles or something. She runs to the front door, and there's a bread guy, and the bread guy's like, "What's going on in there?" Like a bread delivery man. And she's like, help me. And somehow Bill is outside and stabs the fuck out of this guy.
Yes.
It was the weirdest thing. And then Bill's outside with the keys dangling him. It was like, which again, how it locks from the inside. Like, if anything, she's in a great position right now. Like, he's outside and she's inside.
Right.
That's a wonderful place to be. It's so weird. But Jennifer goes walking around. She starts running around again, and she sees Danny. Danny's still alive.
He's like moaning.
He's like, and I'm like, oh my God, this fucking guy won't die. He just crawled from the attic to the store floor. And I'm thinking this guy might survive the whole fucking thing.
Yep. But it's not Danny.
Nope.
It's fucking Bill holding Danny's decapitated head with his head like pressed up against it. Like,
dude, so first of all, I thought he was holding it on a stick a la Ice Cream Man, which was really bad. But Danny, did you notice he was using it like a fucking puppet?
His hand was in it.
His hand is in Danny's head,
Yeah.
like moving the mouth.
Disgusting.
And he even kisses it. Yeah. He kisses the fucking decapitated head. I cracked up at that scene though. I thought that scene was fucking amazing. And Jennifer obviously runs away, runs into Craig. Craig is like, listen, the way I got in was through this bathroom window. That's how we'll get out of here. So Bob and Craig Bob pummels Craig to death with Danny's head. Beats the shit out of him with Danny's head. Like literally takes Danny's head and is just hitting Craig until he's like a heap on the ground. It was awesome. This gives Jennifer the time to run out there, run outside. She gets out. She tries to get in the car. This fucking Bill's everywhere though. And he grabs her from underneath the car as she's trying to get in, drags her out to the other side of the car, and he's got her dead to rights. And she just goes, I don't know why she says this, but she goes, suck on this, which I thought was like a reference to something, but I don't think it was. Does she stab him? Yeah. She stabs him with a knife that she picked up. She runs to a payphone, calls 911, but her back is to Bill. So you're expecting, dude, I jumped at this scene. I'm not even gonna lie. So her back is to Bill. She's in a payphone, like a clear, like a phone booth, right? She's calling 911. You're totally 100% expecting Bill to pop up the classic like arms around her neck or whatever through the glass, grab her. Instead, Bill fucking jumps through the side, like sideways, the side of the booth, head first, just crashing his head into the fucking phone on the opposite side of the wall. It was like, what? Like, that's why I jumped.
Bill's a true maniac.
Bill is the best maniac. Well, besides Maniac. Fucking whatever his name was, Louis.
Joe. Fuck.
What's his fucking name?
Spinell.
Yeah. That guy's the best maniac. But this guy's like a really close set. Dives headfirst into the glass of a phone booth. Like he could just have opened the door and still done the same thing.
It's not locked. It's impossible to lock, actually.
He crashes through head first. And then he comes out. He doesn't even take her. Then he gets out and is like pushing the phone booth and just tips the phone booth over. Oh my God. Oh man.
But then Craig appears.
Dude, Craig shows up
with the meat cleaver.
A fucking meat cleaver. And starts wailing on Bob with a fucking cleaver. And the fucking cleaver's just bouncing off of him. It's a giant fucking sharp object. And it's like whack. It's like if I hit you with a ruler.
Right.
It's doing that kind of damage. Occasionally it'll hit his finger and then they'll do like the special effects. But for the most part, it's just bouncing off of Bill's skin like nothing. And then Bruce Campbell shows up as a police officer. This is literally the last
a very abusive police officer.
The worst police officer, frankly. He shows up. They arrest Craig and Jennifer on the fucking spot because they're covered in blood.
And they're like, it wasn't us. Like, shut up. And slamming them against the car.
Before anything even is happening, they're like, it wasn't us. And they're like, shut the fuck up. And it was like police brutality at its finest. And then Bill, dying in the phone booth, is like, it was them.
Yeah,
they killed everybody.
Like, yeah, we know.
Like, yeah, Bill, I know.
Did you understand the last scene?
I almost just spit my drink everywhere. No, because it's stupid.
Okay, so, like, they're being arrested. Her back is to Bill because the cop is, like, slamming her against the car. Yeah. And Bill's like, it's them. And he closes his eyes. And then his eyes pop open for a second. And Jennifer, whose back is towards him, looks at the camera and is like, ah!
It's so weird.
I just pulled up the wiki page to see like if it explains that. And this is what it says. This is the last sentence of the synopsis of the plot. When the police arrive, they arrest Bill while Craig begins to smile menacingly into the camera, indicating that Craig was the killer all along. That does not happen.
No, it doesn't. Wait, what the fuck? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Did we watch the wrong movie?
No.
That doesn't happen.
No. And I don't know why Jennifer's screaming.
Jennifer's screaming for no reason. Plus, Bill's eyes shoot open. That's
right. So that would indicate that Bill was the killer.
Yeah.
But nobody sees his eyes shoot open. And plus, we already knew Bill was the killer. That's not a reveal.
Bill says he's the killer.
Bill's 100% the killer.
Why is that in the Wikipedia?
Let's do something else fun. Okay. Can I read you? So that's the movie, folks.
That's the movie.
Can I read you the original back cover synopsis from the VHS?
Yes.
Okay. Have you read it?
No.
Okay.
Is this like a known thing?
I found one other thing that was talking about it, and I looked it up myself, and it's pretty impressive.
Okay.
It's 10 p.m. the night before Walnut Lake's neighborhood supermarket closes its doors forever. The owners and night crew have a long shift ahead of them, longer than they think. Ace checkout girl Jennifer, played by Lethal Weapon's Renee Estevez, it's not played by her, has a deranged ex-boyfriend who's fresh out of prison. When he appears outside, weird things start happening. The phone lines are cut. Are the phone lines cut?
No, because they call the police.
Correct. And the night crew starts dying one by one in the most gruesome ways imaginable. An ex-cop is trying to find out who the killer is and what possessed him to start the bloody rampage. There's no ex-cop in this fucking movie. There's nobody trying to find out who the killer is.
What the fuck is happening?
But is it the ex-boyfriend or is it somebody else? That's the synopsis on the VHS.
That's so fucking weird. I was thinking, like, was one of the owners an ex-cop? But he was an ex-fireman.
Yeah. There's no ex-cop and there's no investigating. There's no investigating because they're getting picked off one by one. And then when the one survivor realizes everybody's dead, the killer's like, yeah, it was me. What a write-up.
That's so
And they gave Bruce Campbell top billing.
Dude, his name's right on the front. First name you fucking say on the cover. It's so ridiculous.
I gotta show you the track. Can I show you it and then we'll comment on it?
Sure.
Good evening, Walnut Lake shoppers.
It's closing time,
The store will be closing in 15 minutes.
but the night crew still has work to do. Because there's one last customer who isn't satisfied.
No, this creep keeps calling her. He's driving us nuts. Leave me alone.
He wants to slash their prices.
Who's there?
He wants to cut their inventory.
You're crazy.
He wants to chop until they all drop.
I saw him kill Linda.
And now, he's turning their retail store
There's gonna be one more killer here tonight.
into a wholesale slaughterhouse.
Dude, they show him. This is insane.
From the producers of Pulp Fiction comes a new chapter in terror.
Oh my God.
Dan Hicks, Bruce Campbell, Ted Raimi, Renee Estevez, and Sam Raimi in Intruder, a new dimension in terror.
Dude, first of all, I think that's like a re-release trailer. But why would you spoil that? They literally show him whacking a guy with a decapitated head. They show him holding a bloody cleaver as it pans up to him.
It's not a re-release trailer.
It's the original?
Yeah. Yes.
That's appalling. Why would they do that?
Also, the voiceover guy's voice,
So-
it sounds like a parody of like voiceover guys.
Rob Schneider.
As a kid.
The Cure. All right, folks, that's the end of this episode. Oh, we should probably talk about our Patreon picks. And we promise we are going to be doing the Patreon bonuses. The Patreon bonus we're going to do next is going to be Pontypool. We're going to do like a full episode on Pontypool as a pick. And then I'm also going to read some of my shitty reviews. But
What's next week?
next week for the show, I'm so excited for these two.
Oh boy.
I'm excited for like basically everything after this.
Really?
Yes. I like everything that I've seen so far. First of all, the young pizza god, Thom. His picks next week. Murder Party, 2007. We probably had 4 picks picking Murder Party.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's got to be good.
I know nothing about it.
Neither do I.
Already hate it.
John L. is the week after. And this is one we have to vote on. Okay. He chose The Thing.
Okay.
Always a classic.
Yep. Don't like it. Next.
You're going to like this one. Sick. Are you familiar with this? It's an acronym. SICK.
Nah.
Serial Insane Clown Killer.
Great.
I'm so excited because obviously we're doing Sick. I can't wait. Sick is going to be phenomenal.
When did it come out?
Murder Party is going to be phenomenal.
Are you sure about this?
Yes.
You know what? This is the least excited I've been.
Dude, I was the most excited I've ever been. Murder Party came out in 2007. I don't know when.
How do you even find sick?
I don't know.
Came out in 2007. Is that when Murder Party came out?
Yeah, it's weird.
Fuck 2007.
Murder Party looks phenomenal. All right, so that's this episode. Murder Party next week. That's it. Rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. Tell your friends. That's the best way to help us. If you do rate, review, shoot me an email, Sean@IHateHorror.com. What the fuck was that?
Video after Intruder.
Sean@IHateHorror.com. And I'll send some stickers your way. Hat pre-order's over, so don't do that. But maybe we'll have some shirts or something up. store.IHateHorror.com. What else? Thanks to Harley Poe for allowing us to use Gorehound. We're on Facebook.com/IHateHorror, IHateHorror.com. And that's it. I'm at I Hate Horror Show on Twitter and I Hate Horror on Instagram and Snapchat.
I'm at Jovi421, Pugnish1985, and Horror Show Joe.
That's it, guys. Murder Party next week. We're going to have some good bonus shit coming up for you. Actually, we might have already done the bonus that I said, but whatever. Anyway, enjoy. Have a great life. I think we're going to do a Paul episode soon.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's about the 3-month mark, eh?
Yeah.
I think we're past it.
I think we are too. And actually,
when was the last time he was on?
It's been a while.
Was it the Standees?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
January.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I was going to think, actually, I'm kind of upset that I announced that we were doing those episodes. Monster Vision Week.
If only he had the ability to edit them out.
Monster Vision Week is coming up.
What's that?
Well, not Monster Vision Week, but our tribute to Monster Vision last year.
Oh, we're doing it again?
I was thinking about it, but maybe only 2 weeks.
Okay.
We'll do them with Paul, and I already have 2 picked out that were featured on Monster Vision and our Patreon picks.
Are we going? Really?
Yes.
Well, that's perfect. Fuck Murder Party.
Fuck Murder Party. Fuck Sick. We are doing Waxworks.
Yes.
By Derek.
Yes.
By Derek Bloom, who is the drummer from First to Last. I didn't even have to pull it up. Who's also a Patreon member, which blows my mind. Like fucking melts my brain. So we're doing Waxworks for Monster Vision Week. Or Monster Vision 2 weeks. And we'll bring Paul into Monster Vision.
All right, cool.
What do you think?
Yeah.
And then the second one will be our homie Dre on Twitter. Mm-hmm. His pick, The Fly.
The original?
No.
Of course not. Nice. Is that a Monster Vision?
It is.
Nice.
He did it. So
are you going to bring back that game where you read drive-by totals?
Yes. Yes. So we will do that. It's going to be awesome.
Is this next week?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Does Paul know?
No. We should probably tell him. That's it, guys.
Let's not tell him.
Let's not tell him. Just show up at his house.
Time to record.
Paul! Fucking asshole. All right, guys. So that's it. Join us next week for Waxworks and The Fly. Not the other 2 movies. By the way, I already did all of our bumpers and shit. Whatever. Guys, for Joe, this is Sean. Stay weird.
Adios. Thank you. Fuck.
Why do you say adios? You've never said adios.
I don't know.
Adios.